Absolutely. Here's a powerful and emotionally charged opening in the style of Eric Thomas, designed to grab attention immediately and convince the audience to listen to the entire speech, titled, "Why Gratitude is the First Step to Success." Yo, before we even get started, let me ask you something real. I'm talking to the grinders, the hustlers, the dream chasers. You ever felt like no matter how hard you push, something still feels off? Like you're doing everything right, but the results still ain't showing up. You've been putting in the hours, praying, grinding, sacrificing, but the breakthrough still hasn't come. See, most people think the key to success is more money, more work, more pressure. They think it's about doing more. But let me let you in on something that most people never figure out, something that separates the real ones from the rest. Success don't start when you grind. Success don't start when you get the bag. Success starts when you stop, look around, and get grateful. Yeah, I said it. Gratitude. See, the problem with some of y'all is that you waking up angry. You waking up frustrated. You mad at what you don't have. You bitter about where you are. You so focused on what's missing in your life that you can't even see the blessings that are already there. And let me tell you something, as long as you stay blind to your blessings, you will always block your breakthrough. You can't multiply what you refuse to appreciate. So today, we ain't talking about hustle. We ain't talking about strategy. We're going deeper than that. We're talking about the foundation, because if you don't get this right, everything else you build gonna crumble. I'm gonna break it all down for you. I'm gonna show you how gratitude ain't soft, it's a weapon. I'm gonna show you how the most powerful people on the planet walk with thankfulness in their heart, even when life tries to break them. And I promise, if you stay locked in, if you hear me all the way through, you're gonna leave this with a mindset that turns every storm into a setup. You're gonna understand why gratitude is not just a feeling, it's the first step to everything you've ever wanted. But I need your full attention. Don't scroll, don't zone out, don't miss this, because this might just be the piece that finally sets you free. Let's get it. Most people don't even realize it, but the reason they stuck, the reason they can't elevate, the reason they can't see progress, ain't because they're not talented, ain't because they don't work hard, it's because their focus is broken. They keep waking up every day with their eyes locked on everything they don't have. They comparing their situation to somebody else's highlight reel. They mad they don't got the car yet, the job yet, the house yet. They angry that their story doesn't look like the next person's, and in doing all that, they missing what's already in their hands. You gotta stop chasing success with a heart full of complaints. You can't grow while you're groaning. Listen to me, you can't multiply anything that you're not grateful for. You want more, but you don't honor what you already have. You crying for increase while ignoring the blessings you're standing on. That's why your foundation keeps shaking. That's why the doors stay closed, because the universe, God, whatever you believe in, ain't about to hand you more if you ain't even respecting the little bit you already got. It starts in the mind. It starts with what you see when you wake up in the morning. Some of y'all open your eyes, and the first thing you do is complain. I'm tired. I gotta go to this job I hate. I got bills. I got problems. And what you don't understand is, even in that, there's something to be thankful for. You got a job, somebody's praying for one. You got bills, somebody's praying for income. You woke up. That's a gift somebody didn't get today. But because your mind is trained to look for lack, you overlook the miracle that your life already is. You ain't broke. You blind to your blessings. And when you blind to your blessings, you block your elevation. You sabotage your own path, not because you don't want it, but because you don't see how far you've come already. You keep waiting on a moment to feel good, but I'm telling you, the moment you decide to get grateful is the moment everything starts changing. When you lock into gratitude, your energy changes. You stop showing up defeated and start showing up empowered. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start declaring, "Try me." You take control of the narrative. Gratitude doesn't mean you settle no. Gratitude gives you the strength to strive for more without being bitter about where you are. And here's the truth. Success flows where peace lives, and peace comes from perspective. When you stop focusing on what you don't have, and you start appreciating what's already in motion, your mindset upgrades. You stop operating out of desperation, and you start operating out of confidence. Not arrogance, confidence rooted in the fact that you know you're blessed. That you know everything you need you already got in seed form. You just gotta water it. But you can't water a seed while cursing the soil. You want more? Say thank you first. Be thankful before the door opens. Be grateful before the promotion. Give thanks before the breakthrough, because gratitude is the proof that you're ready. It's the sign that you trust the process, that you're not just chasing success. You're prepared for it. And let me be real with you. Gratitude don't always feel good. Sometimes it's hard to say thank you when life is hitting you. When things are falling apart, when the bills are stacking up and the phone calls ain't coming. But that's the moment you gotta dig deep and find something, anything, to hold on to. Because that little spark of gratitude, that's your fuel. That's what gives you the power to keep going when the world is trying to take you out. Gratitude makes you unstoppable. It shifts your focus from survival to strategy, from frustration to faith, from pressure to purpose. It doesn't change your circumstance overnight, but it changes you. And when you change, the way you respond to everything around you changes too. You're not stuck. You're just looking in the wrong direction. Start counting what's working. Start acknowledging what you've already overcome. And you'll start to see the first step to real success was never about grinding harder. It was about seeing clearer. Because once your eyes adjust to abundance, your life starts catching up to it. Let me tell you something, real life is gonna hit you. I don't care how smart you are, how talented you are, how perfect your plan is, life will find a way to test you. It will throw stuff at you that you didn't see coming. Setbacks, heartbreaks, failure, betrayal, loss. And when it does, most people fold. Most people start breaking down, start questioning everything. But the people who rise, the ones who grow through what they go through, they all got one thing in common. They know how to be grateful in it, not just after it. See, it's easy to be grateful when everything's going your way, when the checks are clearing, when the love is flowing, when the path is smooth. That's easy. Anybody can say thank you when they're winning, but what about when you're broke? What about when you're broken? What about when it feels like the whole world is watching you fall apart and you can't even find the strength to get out of bed? That's when gratitude becomes powerful. That's when it becomes your weapon. Gratitude ain't some soft feel, good emotion. Nah, it's armor. It's what protects your mindset in the middle of the fire. When life tries to crush you, gratitude reminds you that you're still standing. When the enemy whispers, "You ain't gonna make it," gratitude shouts back, "I've made it through worse." It gives you perspective. It helps you endure, not because the pain disappears, but because you remember why you're still fighting. You gotta train your mind to find something to be grateful for in the storm. Because storms don't last forever, but the mindset you carry through them. That's what shapes your destiny. Some of you are letting the pain define you when it should be refining you. You're letting the pressure break you when it should be building you. And the only reason it's tearing you down is because you ain't looking at it through the lens of gratitude. You see problems. I see preparation. You see failure. I see fuel. You see loss. I see lessons. That's gratitude. Gratitude flips the script. It turns every setback into a setup. It makes you dangerous because it means life can't break you. It can only build you. You start thanking life for the challenges because you understand they're shaping your character, sharpening your focus, strengthening your soul. Listen to me. If you're going through something right now, I'm not here to tell you it's fair. I'm not here to pretend it don't hurt. I know it does. I know it feels like nobody sees you, like nobody understands what you're carrying. But I also know this. You're still here. You woke up. You got another shot. You're not done. You still breathing. And if you still breathing, there's still purpose in your pain. But you'll never find that purpose if you're too busy cursing what was meant to grow you. You gotta shift. You gotta start saying thank you, even while you're bleeding. Thank you while you're struggling. Thank you when you don't see a way out, because gratitude in adversity, that's the kind of gratitude that turns victims into victors. That's what takes ordinary people and makes them unstoppable. That's what makes champions. Don't let the pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. And the key to that is gratitude. When you stop focusing on what you lost and start appreciating what you've still got, your breath, your will, your story, you start building something unshakable. You stop just surviving and you start thriving, because now you're not being driven by fear. You're being fueled by faith. So the next time life knocks you down, don't just sit there. Don't throw a pity party. Stand up even if it's slow. Lift your eyes even if they're full of tears, and find one thing, just one to be grateful for. Hold on to it. Speak it out loud and watch how it changes the way you fight. Watch how it gives you power when you feel empty. Watch how it keeps you moving forward when everything around you says quit. Because real strength ain't built in comfort. It's built in gratitude in the middle of chaos. Let me break something down to you. Success ain't a solo mission. You can have all the skills, all the discipline, all the fire in the world, but if you don't know how to connect with people, if you don't know how to build relationships, if you don't know how to attract the right energy, the right team, the right partnerships, you're gonna hit a ceiling real quick. And the secret to attracting the right people, the right energy, the right opportunities, it starts with gratitude. You walk around with entitlement, like the world owes you something, like people are supposed to support you just because you're grinding. That energy repels people. That energy makes doors close. But when you walk into a room with appreciation, when your spirit says, I see you, I value you, I'm thankful for this moment, people feel that. They gravitate to that. Because the truth is, people don't connect to how great you are. They connect to how you make them feel. And gratitude makes people feel seen. Gratitude makes people feel respected. Some of y'all are missing blessings not because you're not qualified, but because your attitude is off. You keep asking why nobody's helping you, why no one's putting you on, but you don't take time to show appreciation for the ones who have been there. You ghost the people who supported you when you were down, and then you wonder why you keep ending up alone when it's time to rise. You want to attract greatness. Be grateful. Grateful for the little things. Grateful for the people who believed in you when you had nothing to show. Grateful for every connection, every conversation, every opportunity, even the small ones, because gratitude builds trust. Gratitude builds loyalty. Gratitude makes people want to ride with you. Let me be clear, gratitude doesn't mean you settle. It doesn't mean you stay small. Gratitude means you recognize value in every step of the journey, and you treat every person like they matter, no matter where they are on the ladder. That's how you build something that lasts. That's how you create momentum that multiplies, because when you pour appreciation into others, they pour back into you. That's how doors open. Gratitude is magnetic. It pulls the right energy toward you. When your heart is full of gratitude, you don't have to force things. You don't have to beg people to see you. You become the kind of person people want to help, want to support, want to elevate. Why? Because you're not moving from desperation. You're moving from appreciation. That energy is contagious. That spirit is powerful. People can feel when you're authentic. They can feel when you're thankful. And they'll show up for you not because they owe you, but because they believe in you. And listen, gratitude also keeps your ego in check. Success will tempt you to forget where you came from. It'll tempt you to think you did it all by yourself. But when you walk in gratitude, you stay grounded. You remember every hand that lifted you, every word that encouraged you, every moment that shaped you. That memory, that humility, that's what protects you from pride. That's what keeps your heart in the right place, so that when the spotlight hits, you don't lose yourself in the shine. You got dreams, you got vision, good. But understand, your future depends on how you treat people right now. Your next breakthrough might not come from a strategy, it might come from a relationship, from someone who sees your light because you took the time to honor theirs, from someone who opens a door because you held it open for them first. That's how it works. That's the power of gratitude. So, don't just grind harder, connect deeper. Don't just ask for support. Earn it by being someone worth following. Show love. Say thank you. Be the kind of person who remembers names, who sends that message, who shows up with sincerity. Because when you build your life on gratitude, the blessings don't just come, they stay. And so do the people who matter. Because at the end of the day, gratitude doesn't just attract opportunity, it builds legacy. The reason most people don't win isn't because they don't have talent. It's not even because they don't have dreams. It's because they can't stay consistent long enough to see the results. They start strong but fall off the moment things get uncomfortable. And the truth is, it's not discipline they're missing. It's gratitude. Because when you're truly grateful, you don't need motivation, you don't need hype, you don't need a reason to show up. You are the reason. See, gratitude is not just something you feel. It's something you carry. It's what keeps you steady when the emotions wear off. When that first burst of energy fades, when the crowd stops clapping, when nobody's watching, gratitude keeps you going. It reminds you of why you started. It pulls you back into purpose when your body's tired, when your mind is overwhelmed, when quitting starts sounding easier than finishing. Some of you don't have a work ethic problem. You have a heart posture problem. You're chasing goals, but you're not rooted in appreciation. So every time something doesn't go your way, you feel like it's not worth it. You feel like giving up. Because your drive is coming from pressure instead of purpose. But when you operate from a place of gratitude, it changes everything. You don't train because you have to. You train because you get to. You don't wake up early because it's a grind. You do it because you remember the version of you who used to pray for the chance you now have. When you're grateful, you don't skip steps. You don't look for shortcuts. You don't chase quick wins. You embrace the process because you understand the process is the blessing. You're not just thankful for the destination, you're thankful for every mile, every lesson, every bruise, every small victory that got you 1 inch closer. And that mindset, that's what builds champions. Gratitude helps you fall in love with the work, not just the outcomes, not just the applause, the work. The lonely hours, the repetition, the silent mornings, the unnoticed efforts. When you can be thankful even when no one sees you, you're developing the kind of character that doesn't break under pressure. You're becoming the kind of person success can trust. That's why some people blow up and burn out, because they didn't build on gratitude. They built on ego, they built on validation, they built on results. And the moment life stopped clapping, they lost their fire. But when you build on gratitude, you don't need external praise. You don't need things to go perfect. You just need to remember how far you've come, how many doors you've walked through, how many prayers have already been answered. Gratitude makes you disciplined because it keeps your why in front of you. It keeps your priorities straight. It tells you, I might not be where I want to be yet, but I'm not where I used to be, and I refuse to go back. That's what gets you out of bed on the days when everything in you wants to stay down. That's what keeps you working when nobody believes, when nobody supports, when the vision still feels far away. And don't get it twisted, gratitude doesn't make you soft. It makes you dangerous. It makes you focused. It makes you relentless. Because when you're grateful for the process, you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop complaining about how long it's taking. You lock in and say, whatever it takes, I'm ready. I'll keep showing up. I'll keep putting in the reps. I'll keep giving it my all. Even if nobody notices right now, because I'm grateful to still have a shot. You want to win, start there. Start with that kind of heart. Start with that kind of consistency. Start by waking up every day and thanking God, the universe, life itself, whatever you believe in, for another chance to grind, to grow, to evolve. Because when you're fueled by gratitude, discipline isn't a burden. It's a form of praise. And when you start living like that, you become unstoppable, because no matter what life throws at you, you keep showing up, you keep growing, you keep building, you keep moving forward, not because you're lucky, not because it's easy, but because you understand this one truth. Gratitude isn't just the first step to success, it's what carries you all the way to the finish line.